Hermione Granger is best known as the book-smart, logic-obsessed Gryffindor student who's probably saved Harry Potter and Ron Weasley more times than anyone can count on both hands and toes. Top of the class, top grades, usually delivers nothing but excellence and wants to do everything by the book. For the majority of Hermione's efforts, that's normally the case, but not every case because she's actually broken the rules a couple of times, and even gone further than that by doing some pretty crappy, mean things to people, and that's what I've got for you all today. So with that being said, let's take a look at the 5 worst things Hermione Granger has ever done. Guys, before we start, I'd like to talk about today's sponsor, Surfshark. Surfshark offer you an incredibly powerful VPN to protect your internet privacy. In today's computer age, hackers are constantly trying to gain access to your bank account details, your social media passwords, and access to your personal information, amongst many other things. This can all be prevented when browsing under Surfshark's protection. Not only does it protect your privacy, it also offers you a lot more. Different countries have different viewing restrictions on what content can be viewed. Therefore, by logging into a VPN based in another country, you can gain access to that content that may be blocked in the country that you live in. For example, I've always used the Australia VPN. For those of you who've always wanted to watch the full 8 Harry Potter movies on Netflix, but haven't been able to in your own country, you can simply select Turkey on your Surfshark VPN location and have full access to every single one of them. It's that simple. If you join Surfshark today, you'll get 83% off, 3 extra months for free. You'll also be able to use Surfshark on as many devices as you like. There's no limits. In addition to that incredible offer, Surfshark are also giving away their antivirus for free during this month. And finally, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. Basically, if you're not happy, if you're not satisfied, then your money will be returned. It's a no-brainer, guys. So sign up to Surfshark right now by clicking the link in the description below. Number 5. Wiping her parents' memories. Wiping someone's memory is a pretty serious offence, and it's only mainly used by Aurors when trying to tidy up a situation, you could say. With the events becoming more drastic as Voldemort was now in full control of the Ministry and basically about to win, Hermione had to do everything she could to actually protect the people she loved, her parents. The Grangers, being Muggles, would have been an immediate target for Death Eaters in order to actually get to Hermione. She temporarily erased her parents' memories, gave them new identities, and shipped them off to the land down under, Australia, for the duration of the entire war, and possibly longer. I do understand where Hermione is coming from in wanting to protect her family, but her parents should have been given a choice instead of their memories just wiped against their will. This also differs from what was shown in the movie, where Hermione uses the spell Obliviate, which is more of a permanent fixture. Just another inaccuracy of the movies, but we'll say no more about that. Thankfully, the Grangers returned home safely after the war and resumed their normal lives. Number 4. Tricking house elves into freeing themselves. This is one of those occasions where Hermione forces what she believes is the right thing onto people or creatures who don't necessarily want or need her help, but in typical Hermione fashion, she did it anyway. It's no secret that elves were an enslaved race and treated pretty horribly. However, it became established amongst the creatures that working hard for the family that owned you was highly respectable and gave elves a meaningful and purposeful life. While Dobby was an exception, he was so in the minority. Vast minority, and Hermione just could not see past that. She left hats down underneath the rubbish, disguised more like it, so the elves would pick it up, which would therefore convince them that they were now free, as was the custom to end an elf's enslavement. The truth was that a lot of elves didn't want to be free. They liked their lives and would not know anything outside of the work they did. Hermione's interference was not welcomed, and Spew didn't have the desired effect that she thought it would have. Number 3. Treats Luna with disdain. I've mentioned previously that Hermione is obsessed with logic and rational thought. She truly believes that she can think her way out of any situation and is highly skeptical of anything that isn't backed up by solid scientific fact. It's probably the reason why she had such a distaste for divination, including Professor Trelawney, who didn't hold back on Hermione's incompatibility with the school's subject. Step up Luna Lovegood, the total and complete opposite of Hermione, and the latter is well aware of it. Luna loves the unexplainable, the mysterious, the legend and the myth, basically anything and everything that requires her to question it. Luna was given the name Loony Lovegood due to her open belief in conspiracies that didn't seem practical or creatures that had no proof other than word of mouth and artists' perceptions of what they may look like. It was only a matter of time before the two girls crossed paths, and when Luna became part of the circle, Hermione questioned a lot of what she said, demanding proof of Luna's claims like the existence of heliopaths, for example. Hermione kept this attitude towards Luna for a long time, despite the latter being one of the nicest, kindest students in the school. On top of that, she knew that other students gave Luna a hard time, and eventually warmed to the fact that Luna's outlook on life made her who she is, just like Hermione's views impacted her own life. Number 2. Jinxed Marietta Edgecombe. For those of you who've only seen the movies and not read the books, you'll know that Cho Chang was the one who betrayed Harry and Dumbledore's army due to the fact that Umbridge could take her mother's job away. For starters, Cho never did any of the sort. She remained truly loyal the whole time, and it's another time the movie's done a character a massive disservice. The truth was that Marietta Edgecombe, Cho's best friend, was the one who informed Umbridge about the army and where it was located and what they were doing, much to everyone's dismay. It was her mother's job in the ministry that she feared would be taken, not Cho's. Hermione was so furious at Marietta for her betrayal, and she made her pay dearly. She cast quite a powerful jinx on Marietta, causing huge pimply boils to appear and erupt on her face that spelled the word sneak. Despite Cho's pleas to Harry that Marietta panicked over fearing for her mother's career, Harry thought that the jinx was a brilliant idea and thoroughly well deserved. Madame Pomfrey, despite her best efforts, could not make the slightest improvement on the boils, while Hermione refused to remove the jinx. Marietta was left with the pimples for the remainder of her school tenure. She had to hide her face for the best part of 2 years until the pimples slowly began to fade, but still leaving behind noticeable scars. The fact that Hermione ignored reason even long after Marietta's betrayal shows that she would pick and choose when she chose to indeed be logical. Number 1. Keeping Rita Skeeter prisoner for an entire year. It's no secret that Rita Skeeter was a nasty piece of work. She done whatever she could to get a story and didn't care who got hurt in order for her to sensationalize it. Rita had been doing this for years and had made quite a name for herself without suffering any real consequence. She had already come upon Hermione's radar when she fabricated a love story between her and Harry during the events of the Triwizard Tournament in the Goblet of Fire. But Rita took things too far when she published an article about Harry, labeling him disturbed and dangerous, and furthermore actually using Draco Malfoy and a Slytherin gang as references to Harry's apparent erratic behaviour. Hermione discovered that Rita's animagus form was that of a beetle, and more importantly wasn't registered with the Ministry, therefore making her an illegal animagus. She captured Rita in her beetle form, trapped her inside of a jar, before placing an unbreakable charm on it, rendering her unable to transform back into her human form. She held Rita captive for the best part of a year, in a jar, in her animagus form. Now, I know Wormtail did it for years, but surely it can't be too healthy for one to remain in one's animagus form for a lengthy period of time. Hermione forced Rita to comply with writing genuine articles or nothing at all, which hurt Rita financially. And there you have it, everyone. That's my take on the 5 worst things Hermione Granger has ever done. If you disagree with me, then why don't you let me know in the comment section below. Tell me your list, instead of unsubscribing, which seems to be the case lately when people don't like my videos or disagree with what I have to say. Anyway, with that being said, thanks again for watching, have a great day, and I will see you all in the very next video.